Top of the morning to you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 6:26 here on Really Good Radio. How are we all doing? Who's there? Let us know you're out there. Got lots of people sharing yesterday's post in full support of our very special guest today, Braydon Saunders, who, Jano, you'd be very excited to hear that is coming on and to talk about the Budge Bim. You might have better pronunciation because you went to it. But our very special guest, Braydon Saunders, who's the tour guide, a Gunditjmara man. He's a tour guide out at Budge Bim, a very cool, new, updated, reformed, refabricated tourism centre, restaurant, cafe, big hub for wonderful, wonderful culture down in Gunditjmara country. You might have heard it on the news, all about eel. Eel is back on the menu. Oh, great. Good morning, Jano. So Braydon's a very special guest coming up at 6:30. I'm very, very, very excited to have him on. I love having interesting people on, but also First Nations people. I love it. I love it. I get to talk to them. They get to talk to me. But most of all, you get to sit there and listen to this highly interactive show. So if you are tuning in right now and you don't know what's going on, Raz, good morning, Raz. You up at 6:27. This is great. This is great. And I did miss you. I was so crook the last 2 days. So crook. I took Monday and Tuesday off deliberately, just because I wanted some rest and everyone else was taking the day off. So you know what it's like when it's... Oh, Jano, that would have been hard for you. I didn't think about that because Covenant didn't... Most of the world has Tuesday off for Melbourne Cup. But Covenant, our school, and I wonder if other Geelong schools do. I didn't even consider that, but I just thought that the majority of the population... Yeah, I haven't had my medication. I'm going to have some medication, some coffee, and I should be clear. My right ear's blocked, but I'm feeling a lot better. I'm feeling a lot better. This is really good radio. I'm going to play some tunes and go have my coffee. Thank you for the reminder, because if I sound stuffy, I don't want to sound stuffy on a recorded interview. I'm going to try and clear up a bit, have my day tablets, a little coffee, and hopefully get things going.
I never thought I'd miss you half as much as I do.
Things aren't working.
And I never thought I'd feel this way, the way I feel about you. As soon as I wake up, any night, any day, I know that it's you I need to take the blues away. It must be love, love, love. It must be love, love, love. Nothing more, nothing less. Love is the best. How can it be that we can say so much without words? Bless you and bless me, baby. Bless the bees and the birds. I've got to be near you every night, every day. I couldn't be happy, baby, any other way. It must be love, love, love. It must be love, love, love. Nothing more, nothing less. Love is the as soon as I wake up, any night, any day, I know that it's you I need to take the blues away. It must be love, love, love. It must be love, love, love. Nothing more, nothing less. Love is the best. It must be love, love, love. It must be love, love, love. Nothing more, nothing less. Love is the
Some people been driving too fast. Some people still having a gas. But if there's one thing you gotta concede, you got to know who's driving your car. You get to sixth gear with your foot on the floor. It's you starting in a cruise
I've missed so much falc. How can they grow this fast? What on earth? They lost all their feathers. Is everyone up to speed here? This is a live feed. If anyone's tuning in for the first time, this is a live feed of a building on top of Collins Street on Wurundjeri country in Naarm. Where did the baby birds go?
You know love like the jokers before, then you're likely to be home on the range. No more the cowboy got to flaunt his ways. He's been grazing on a different place.
What? I'm not ready.
See why the thousands of people are regularly turning it out. And it's easy to find when you mess
so
with
cool.
your mind that you've gone beyond a
They could be mistaken as the parents. This is crazy. It's wonderful to be back. Cheers. Good morning to those who sit in the RGR lounge. How's your week been, everyone? Fill me in 4 days. Oh, coffee's so good. You watch my face from now, having the coffee in about 2 minutes' time, my face will look completely different. Highlight that. Top of the morning to Shelley. Top of the morning to Gab. Good morning, Gabby.
I've been thinking about what you have done to me. I've been thinking about what you have done to me.
Well, that's what we're here for, to convert your taste buds, blow your mind. We're all going to be walking away with a little extra eel in our step.
I wonder were you pushed or were you led? Why did you do it? Why did you do that thing to me? Why did you do it? Why did you do that thing to me? The only one who knows the truth, man, that's him, me and you. My friends, they listen to the things I say. They listen and they hear more every day. But I know they never understand it, because it was no accident, you planned it. Why did you do it? Why did you do that thing to me? Why did you do it? Why did you do it? Why did you do it? Why did you do that thing to me? The only one who knows the truth, man, that's him, me and you. 1, 2.
Got a few new people that are tuning in on a few different platforms at the moment. Good morning to you. This is Really Good Radio, 20 to 7. We're back after 4 days off, so I've got a new appreciation and a little bit of more energy than normal, even though I've been crook as a dog the last 2 weeks. 2 days. You notice that every time you have a few days off?
I've been thinking about what you have done to me. The damage is much deeper than you'll ever see. Hit me like a hammer to my head. I wonder were you pushed or were you led? Why did you do it? Why did you do that thing to me? Why did you do it?
Feeling a lot better, but still remnants are a bit cloggy, but
The only one
man,
who
I was
knows the
so
truth,
tired.
it's him, me and you. One, two. 1, 2.
Oh, everyone give it up for Henry the First. Henza. Yeah, baby, you got a new phone, don't you? Oh, what happened? Where'd you go? Why'd you leave us? What's your excuse? I think I should do my interview with my new Sunnies.
me. The damage is much deeper than you'll ever see. Hit me like a hammer to my head. I wonder were you pushed or were you led? Why did you do it? Why did you do that thing to me? Why did you do it? Why did you do that thing?
Oh, I know the vibe, mate. I know the vibe. You got in your little habit of getting up late and...
Only one who knows the truth, man, that's him, me and you.
And what's your thoughts? Have you come around and thought maybe it's not good to get up only 15 minutes before you got to get to the bus?
God's gonna trouble the water.
Do you think it's better to get up earlier? What's your thoughts, Henza? How old are you again? Hey, Jude.
Hey, Jude.
Special good morning to you.
Hey, Jude. Good morning, Pumbaa.
God's gonna trouble the water.
What, from Jude or from you?
God's gonna trouble the water.
Jude, I haven't seen you for ages.
It's made me upset.
Just to let you know, right now I'm smiling my head off in this stupid, silly Snapchat filter. Look at it. It's because I missed you all. And I'm an emotional man. Mad Dog Pumbaa in the house.
I've been gone, you've had your number changed.
How are you, my man? Hey, how many days? How many sleeps? We've got a pending new father in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Girl still remains the same. Now I've been loving you, and you've been loving me so long. Baby, what's wrong? So I let it, baby,
kept on calling while you were gone. I had the number changed, but I'm not acting strange. Welcome home. Nothing's wrong. So I'm saying, baby, 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 you can have my private number. Baby, 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 you can have my private number. Oh, thank you. Baby, 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 you can have my private number. Baby, 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 for giving me your private number. You can have it. Thank you, baby. You can have it. Anytime you want it. Thank you, baby. You can have
Poochies are up, poochies are up. Just realised I have my microphone on. Have a lose. I can't take it off him.
I play the street life because there's no place I can go. Street life, it's the only life I know. Street life, and there's 1,000 parts to play. Street life, until you play your life away. You let the people see just who you wanna be, and every night you shine just like a superstar. That's how a life is played, a 10-cent masquerade. You dress, you walk, you talk, you're who you think you are. Street life, you can run away from time. Street life, for a nickel or a dime. Street life, but you better not get old. Street life, or you're gonna feel the cold. There's always love for sale, a grown-up fairy tale. Prince Charming always smiles behind a silver spoon. And if you keep it young, your song is always sung. Your love will pay your way beneath the silver moon. Street life, street life, street life. Oh, street life. Yeah. Ooh, I play the street life because there's no place I can go. Street life, it's the only life I know. Street life, and there's 1,000 parts to play. Street life, until you play your life away. Oh!
Hey, my man Birdage. My main man Birdage is in the house.
Street life,
Mama, and Troy's radio is good because, well, the radio, I really liked the things that Troy's do on the radio port, and it really inspired me to be a weather reporter when I grow up, because I liked it, and I really like the songs.
Today at 7:30, we have Braydon Saunders coming into us live from the beautiful cafe out on the banks of, I'm pretty sure it's Lake Conda, down in Portland Way on Gunditjmara country. He's a Gunditjmara man himself, and he joins us live in 30 minutes, so do not go anywhere. If anything, tell everyone about getting along to this stream. Send them the Twitch link, which is twitch.tv/reallygood radio. You don't have to put HTTP or www or anything at all. I'm going to learn about things like eels, which north of Portland, in a little town called Haywood, they've been farming, harvesting, smoking and trading in eels for a lot longer than any of us have been born or can think of, really. It's amazing. And eels are on the menu. Jano has actually tried the eel from the very cafe and been on one of the tours that Braydon's been on, and she thinks this fella is absolutely fantastic. And coming from a fellow teacher, it's a great string to the bow. It's a great compliment. But anyway, Braydon joins us live. We're going to see his teaching skills. Hopefully he can teach us a few things about the beautiful Gunditjmara country that he lives on and works on, but also that he calls his traditional home as well. I'm looking forward to that. But let's check out the weather around this beautiful, colourful continent, this land full of so many nations. Let's check out what's going on in Garamalung. And yes, if you can hear my voice, it's a little bit nasally today because I've been on 2 days of sickness. But my energy's back, and I wanted to finish off the week with some RGR to send you off into the weekend with some RGR positivity. So great for you to be here today. Thanks for joining us. Let us know if you're in the chat, if you haven't said hello yet already. In Garamalung, it's 26 degrees right now with a top of 35. Possible morning shower or storm. In Meanjin, it is 14 degrees, top of 25, mostly sunny. In Warrong right now, it's 13 degrees, going for a top of 21. Shower or two clearing. They've had no rain overnight, but apparently some showers coming up soon. In Ngunnawal, 7 degrees right now with a top of 19. Cloudy in Naarm, 11 degrees right now with a top of 18. Getting a little bit warmer, partly cloudy. Looks pretty clear over the weekend too. I saw a lot of boats coming down this way yesterday. Must be a clear weekend, or at least flat on the water. Nipaluna, top of 19, but a nice cool 8 to keep you awake, partly cloudy. In Tandanya, it's 6 degrees at the moment, the lowest of all the capital cities. Top of 20 though, partly cloudy. And in Borlu, very nice, 16 degrees already. 9 kilometre westerly and a top of 24, mostly sunny. This is a song request, and if you didn't know, song requests are open as always on our show. You just need to SMS in 0404 934 101. The number scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now. Coming up in 25 minutes, Braydon Saunders, our very, very special guest, live.
Just a panicked reeling in my brain. Perspective lost, but nothing gained. I was so stuck inside my shell. Then the ground began to sway. I realized what mattered most to me. When the stars began to fall right out in the sky and the seas were rising up, I had one thing in mind. It was you, it was you, it was you. It was you, it was you, it was you. When the road began to crumble in front of my eyes, there was only one person I wanted to find. It was you, it was you, it was you. It was you, it was you, it was you. Darling, hey.
You're on Really Good Radio. It's 7:05.
That's what mattered most that day when the stars began to fall right out of the sky and the seas were rising up. I had one thing in mind. It was you, it was you, it was you. It was you, it was you, it was you. When the road began to crumble in front of my eyes, there was only one person I wanted to find. It was you, it was you, it was you. It was you, it was you, it was you. Darling, hey. When the stars began to fall right out of the sky and the seas were rising up, I had one thing in mind. It was you, it was you, it was you. It was you, it was you, it was you. When the road began to crumble in front of my eyes, there was only one person I wanted to find. It was you, it was you, it was you. It was you, it was you, it was you. Darling, hey. It was you, it was you, it was you. Darling, hey. It was you, it was you, it was you. Oh, well, sometimes I get down. Hey, then other times I get up. 'Cause I'm on the ground in the streets and my hands in my face. Yeah, the last time you came around, you took me by surprise when I found you. Had me on the ground in the streets and my hands in my face. I don't know, wanna go, wanna feel your embrace. I've been trying to find someone else with a little piece of my mind. I know I see it in you. Oh, but sometimes I give up. Yeah, but other times I can't get enough. 'Cause I'm on the ground in the streets and my hands in my face. I wanna know, I wanna go, wanna feel your embrace. I've been trying to find someone else with a little piece of my mind. Let's go. I see it in you.
see you, Henza. All the best with volleyball, mate. You get a tournament, school tournament today.
We face ourselves in the dark and in hell, burning down the house. I wanna make it back sane, but I don't know which way we came. You've been dragging me down. Stop making me run away. Stop making me feel this way. Stop making me run. Stop making me run, run, run with loneliness. Stop making me run. Stop making me run. Stop making me run. Stop making me. Stop making me. Every now and then, don't you think about your depression? My heart beating fast and your heart beating slow. And I know I've tried, but I can't let you go.
How you doing, guys? Jez Black here. I love to start my day with a bit of really good radio. Jump on, listen and watch Troy every morning, and listen to a few cool interviews and some great music. And a dash of daily dollop of Daz at the end just helps set you up for the day and puts you in a good mood, and it's great. I love it.
Coming out very shortly, Braydon Saunders joins us live. He is the tour guide down at Tayrak Aquacultural Centre down on Guditjamara country. Don't go anywhere. A very special guest is only a few minutes away.
Been my lighthouse, sailing trying to get back home. Inception in the summertime, Stockholm syndrome, bachelor. Your avatars ain't take authority, instead we're being all compliant. We really don't have to. Light up a campfire on the days your lights are low, on the days you just don't know. Light up a campfire on the days you feel without, on the days you don't know how, when your lights are low. The revolution you're looking for simply won't be televised. Televisions are for selling things done on screens of any size. Of what we think, how much are we just told? Sales pitch and team against you and me, it's all mainstream and unoriginal. We really don't have to. Light up the campfire on the days your lights are low, on the days you just don't know. Light up the campfire on the days you feel without, on the days you don't know how. Light up the campfire on the days your lights are low, on the days you just don't know. Light up the campfire on the days you feel without, on the days you don't know how, when your lights are low. When your lights are low,
but I know I'll get there soon. I've been looking the wrong way at the other side of the moon. It's not easy to leave it, but I know where I'm going I could hold the wheel forever if I knew you'd be there too. I'm driving forward to a beautiful place unknown. I've been crying as I look in the rearview mirror. I leave it behind in the backseat of my mind. Saw a man hitchhiking on the road along the way. Reminded me of my father in his younger days. It's not easy to leave it, but I know where we're going. I could hold the wheel forever if I knew you'd be there too. I'm driving forward to a beautiful place unknown. I've been crying as I look in the rearview mirror. I leave it behind in the backseat of my mind. It's not easy to leave it, but I know where we're going. I could hold the wheel forever if I knew you'd be there too. I'm driving forward to a beautiful place unknown. I've been crying as I look in the rearview mirror. I leave it behind, backseat of my mind. In the backseat of my mind. The backseat of my
I get a feeling that I wanna escape. I just wanna get out when you tell me to stay. I can't get my head round all that you say. You point in one direction, but I just keep going my way. I'm aiming for the sky, please open your mind. I need room to fly, cannot deny. You won't never clip these wings, not gonna walk over me. I'll prove it over and over again. I'm ready for the sky. Yeah, yeah. Everybody just wanna be free. The walls are closing in, barricades on the beach. But it's not gonna hold me back. I'm lighting up my fire, turning doubt into ash. I'm aiming for the sky, please open your mind. I need room to fly, cannot deny. You won't never clip these wings, not gonna walk over me. I'll prove it over and over again. I'm ready for the sky. open your mind. I need room to fly, cannot deny. You won't never clip these wings, not gonna walk over me. I'll prove it over and over again. I'm ready for the sky, please open your mind. I need room to fly, cannot deny. You will never clip these wings, not gonna walk over me. I'll prove it over and over again. Yeah, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Hey, I'm ready, yeah, I'm ready for the sky.
Our very special guest, Braydon Saunders, is in the green room. He joins us in just a few minutes. Take this time to share the stream.
That we need to be somebody else to
Everyone's
feel
favourite Jess.
alive. Why do we why do we keep making the same mistakes and believing that it won't make a difference if we try to break away? I know what you must be thinking, that we are powerless to change things, but don't give up, 'cause we got love, 'cause we got love. I won't throw my hands up to surrender, 'cause love is stronger than fire, so don't give up, 'cause we got love, 'cause we got love. Time, don't you think it's just a waste of time when we're always fighting over material or trivial things in this life? Yeah, I don't understand why we don't get it right. Why do we keep going round and round at the end of the day? We've only got ourselves to blame. Now, I know what you must be thinking, that we are powerless to change things, but don't give up, 'cause we got love, 'cause we got love. Yeah, I won't throw my hands up to surrender, 'cause love is stronger than fire, so don't give up, 'cause we got love, 'cause we got love. We got love, 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 we got love. I know what you must be thinking, that we are powerless to change things, but don't give up, 'cause we got love, 'cause we got love. I won't throw my hands up to surrender, 'cause love is stronger than fire, so don't give up, 'cause we got love, 'cause we got love, 'cause we got love. We got love.
Toss a coin in the wishing well, and I just wanna wish you well. Got a love you can never sell. Broken heart makes you feel like a jail cell. Everybody's going through, you can never tell. I wish there was a way that I could break your shell and set your body free like you're cool as hell. Wala lang free, bibili daw nung amusing. Ngaraway na nungon, ito let you come na ninayakan nito yago wala lang malton. Pamurong-burong nung ordakong in the dark room, yakayon ko galkur.
I know it's been a hard time, and I wanna show you mine. So I wish you well, I hope you fly.
Restless future burning bright.
Top of the morning to you, Tice.
The past is holding on.
Was it Morena? Is that how you say it? Morena?
I never heard the warning bell.
Hey, Braydon Saunders is in the house. Stick around.
And And I just wanna wish you well. I just wanna wish you well.
Up north, down south, east side. Don't stop if it makes you feel right. Make room for the feelings you hide. Got love for the whole world, peace sign. High rise, low light. Same blood as my brother on the flip side. You can't win at this game, it's a deep fake. Some things you just can't replicate. Nah, gal kidding at a lead. Nung bangon nilimil kum nung down at a cool. No sleep that I can't put it all. Do it ending at a gang a time. One love. I know it's been a hard time. And I wanna show you mine. So I wish you well, I hope you fly.
Restless future burning bright. The past is holding on so tight. I never heard the warning bell. And I just wanna wish you well. Yeah, I just wanna wish you well.
You know I'll be waiting here.
I just wanna wish you well. I just wanna wish you well.
Yeah.
Why'd you give up on me so soon?
Modena.
On me so soon.
Yeah.
I just wanna
Is that how you say hello or good morning in Māori culture?
Yeah.
I just wanna wish you well.
You know I'll be waiting here.
I just wanna wish you well. I just wanna wish you well. I just wanna wish you well.
Yeah.
I just wanna wish you well.
Hey, we're the Felbin family, and we love tuning in to really good radio.
I like the funny news stories.
I really like the interviews that Troy conducts. They're really informative and they're just quite easy to listen to each morning.
Yeah, well, really good radio has given me a good reason to get up before the sun and start listening to Troy and enjoying the eclectic range of music, some new artists and some old faves as well. Keep it up, Troy. We'll keep listening.
Well, it's gotten to that time of the day where every now and then, depending on how lazy or organised I am, I get a special guest in. Hopefully I'm forgiven for having a few days off. I was dead crook last 2 days and had Monday, Tuesday off with the interruption of Melbourne Cup. I'm sure none of you really went because you know it's not cool to be cruel to horses, but some of you probably went, so I'm not going to make you feel bad. Unless you want money, you can sponsor this show, surviving for another 5 more years, so pay up. Hey, I got a very special guest on. Some of you know already about this wonderful human being. He's a Gooditcha man. He's a community man. He's been around the game for a long time. I'm annoyed that I haven't met him already, but he's been thrusted into the spotlight because he's the face of these wonderful tours, which some of you have actually been on. Jane, big shout out to you for alerting us to how good these tours are. She had an absolute ball. Jane, he's an RGR member, but a long time member, one of the, I guess, the pioneering founders of this RGR show. You are one of the biggest listeners, but also a teacher at my old school, a very respected teacher. So when she went out on the tour, she saw this fella and said, this guy is a jet. He's a very, very good teacher. And tourism's gotten all over this, and it's the Budgebim cultural landscape tourism mob down on Gooditcha country, and they do crazy tours. They've got a cafe just opened up. It's World Heritage listed, and it's just a kick in the head to think, why haven't we gotten all over this years, where it's just been sitting there. So it's great that it's turned into something that now tourism's all over, which means more people are going to go down there. It's protected. It's set up to be protected. But the wonderful thing is that people can go down there and visit this next man, Braydon Saunders, for a tour. Hey, Bruz, good morning.
Hey, brother, how you going?
Yeah, good. So good to have you, my maestro.
Yeah, it's good to be here. I know we were trying to figure it out a couple of weeks ago, but it's worked out well. We've got a spring cleaning day at Tayrak at the restaurant today, so it's closed down. So I've got to be out there a little bit earlier this morning. So
true. It sounds like you're flat out. Have you been ever this busy in your life?
No, nowhere near. Nowhere near. And it's funny because I wanted it. I wanted to be busy. And now it's like, what have I done?
Yeah. Tell us about a bit who you are, your mob, where you grew up, and we'll get into some more things.
As I said, Braydon Saunders, Gunditj Mara man, grew up on country down in Hayward, Victoria, the 3304 down here, and was back and forth between Hayward and Ballarat when we were younger, but always wanted to come back here. So was happy to move back. My mum's a Lovett and my father's a Saunders. My grandmother lives in Ballarat there, so we have to go back every now and again to say hello to her. Always loved living in a little town and, just going out and getting access to these cultural places at such a young age, and still allowed access today, going out. And obviously there's a bit of a break there with COVID, but it's been good to really jump back into it this year.
Is it really, is it interesting that you find that that people, it's a lot of media jumps on things, but have you found it always interesting? Were you always taught about eels and your land down that way? Did you always know about it, or are you discovering stuff as you're digging deep into?
100%. Still discovering, still learning, still, I think we all are as a mob, still trying to figure out sort of the story as technology gets better, the story gets better. We get to find more and more out about things, and we've got, a great team that's still out there figuring more things out. But certainly, getting passed down stories from uncles, aunties, mothers, and fathers when I was younger, it was really important. I mean, that whole that whole sort of verbal history throughout Australia is what sort of shoots us to the top. The fact that our stories, can outlive everyone. So, that's what I've really latched onto, and I always love being a storyteller. So,
yeah, that's brilliant. We need more fellas like that. That they've got no shame and get up there, and
that's it.
Especially the young mob. You look at the old ones, and they're always yapping. You're like, oh yeah, cool, but we've got a little bit of shame when you're younger. But it's good. It's good. Budge Bim. Is that how you say it? Budge Bim.
That's how you say it. Some people will say, no, it's Budge Bim. I think Budge Bim, it's nearly tomato.
Yeah.
I think really that the Budge probably sounds more like our dialect down here. It's just because we've gotten more used to being English speakers. We say things that look like English words, like Budge Bim. Yeah.
Am I right? And did I read that? What does it mean in Gunditj Mara country?
It's high head.
High head. I got big head. I got big head somewhere.
Well, big head. Big head works well too. High head probably sounds smarter.
Tell us a little bit about these wonderful tours. Everyone's obviously talking about eel, thinking, and it got really put on the plate as being this place that's farming, regenerating, harvesting eels. We don't see eel very often on a menu. I don't know anyone in my world that's ever dropped eel on my plate when I've gone over for dinner. But tell us about the fascination about eel. Tell us a little bit about the eel.
Yeah, so the tours that we do are sort of, we do them a half day now. We used to do the full day one, but we brought it back to the half day just to manage it a little bit easier. And they're the ones that people are doing as well. So we've got a half day one that takes people around and shows them how we traditionally caught eel, and sort of the whole manipulating of the movement of water so that we could control sort of where eels were going to be and where they could stay locked into places out in the landscape, and we have access to them.
Wow.
The mob noticed quite early that with eel, they're a very sort of oily sort of meal, the eel. So the best way to eat it is to smoke it and draw all of them oils out and sort of preserve the meat for longer, and you're able to then trade with it. So it became an important trade commodity, and it was really sort of full meal once you had 6 inches of eel easily to a person for 4 to 5 days. They would sort of live off the richness in the eel. So it was an important commodity back then, and what we do is we show people how and why it was so important. The fact that we could control the movement of eels out on the landscape in certain areas, and then the permanent housings and stone huts, villages that surround these little eel farms, that aquaculture systems that the mob were using to harvest. So we paint the picture for them for half the day, and then sit down and give them some lunch. And it's sort of it's not a part of the tour, but it's almost like once you go around talking all day about eel, everyone wants to try some eel.
Good.
And there's some families that come out and they have sort of younger kids who they won't like it, and they end up just getting into it and absolutely loving it. So yeah, it's a never, you can't knock it till you try it sort of thing. So
Totally.
yeah, if you haven't tried it, you'll love it once you do.
Can you explain a little bit more in depth about what you're talking about manipulating the waterways?
Yeah, so it's sort of it's hard to explain unless you get out there and see some of these fish traps. And over the years, it's gotten easier and easier because you pick little things up. I think the best way to explain it is we've seen the fact that there was a lava flow that came across the landscape. Now people tell the story of this lava flow or this eruption of the volcano. It might be best to start there because without this, we wouldn't be able to manipulate the movement of the water. So
sure.
The volcano erupted. Our people seen that this volcano was more or less a spirit creator or a creator being. His name was Budgeman. And he sort of spewed his blood and his teeth out across the landscape because he seen that our people were struggling to live that sustainable lifestyle. So he changed it for us, and we had to pivot, and we had to figure out a way to, move water or live off the landscape, this new lava flow, sophisticated landscape. And it had to take some time for it to sort of realize what sort of landscape it wanted to be. It wasn't something that happened like that. It took a while for it to get to a point where water was actually sustainably holding up in certain areas, and now people notice this and notice that if we use fire, we can actually start to dig out sort of channels through the basalt and start to
That's crazy.
Manipulate that water. So
that is crazy. So what's going on here, bros?
Well, this one's actually a different one. This one's from like the 1880s.
What?
But it's from white fellas that made this. So this is sort of like what we do, but on a much larger level. So this one here is actually a sheep wash that they made out at Bessybell. A lot of the sort of mob, the idea came from what the mob were doing out there, manipulating of the water. But to the left of it, to the left and down, there's like a sinkhole that is formed from the actual, the lava flow sort of over thousands of years, no longer having molten lava move underneath it, and it collapses down. And the white fellas realised that it filled up at certain times of the years. And they went and put this channel through. They built up on either side. A lot of the mob would work on these stone walls and whatnot, but it's all just dry stone walling that came over from Europe.
Wow,
wherever else.
Man, I've seen this photo kind of punched around a fair bit, and from the first glance, I thought you had an eel in your hand. Until right now, that ain't an eel. But it looks like the kind of length of an. Is this what's going on? Is this a net of some sort?
This is a basket. So, Auntie Sandra Aiken actually made that one for us, and she made 5 for us, and just showing the family there about the how it was used. But basically, that big lip at the front would be sitting on the ground, and the hole sort of attracts a flow into the middle of it, and then eels go down and right down. They get right to the end, and sort of the last 5-10 centimeters of that basket is really tight, and it has a small hole on the end of it. So when big eels come up, they can't get through, but little eels can. They can keep going. So the small hole sort of makes it so that then big eels come up. Once it's really tight, their head's sort of surrounded by the basket. they can't turn around or swim backwards.
So is that good? Is that good to let the little ones through because they're probably too small and you want them to grow
Too small.
Yeah, it's like fishing,
Yeah.
bros? Too small, throw it back. ain't gonna feed no
but in
one.
saying that, if you had a big one that's already plugging the hole, the little one comes up the side of it, it's not going to be able to turn around either. So the little ones were good because they were easier to just chuck on the coals of a fire. The big ones, you need to smoke and actually give it and draw out all of that oil that's in them.
So
but the littler ones have less oil.
Yeah, right. Is eel oil traded?
Somebody asked me. I've been asked this a couple of times now, and I hadn't heard of it before.
Yeah.
I've got a eel guru that I might have to ask.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
oils is such a powerful thing to have. I mean, I'm guessing is eel a fish or what? Is it an eel? It's a water animal.
Yeah, it's a fish. So they've got like gills, but they also do sort of breathing through their skin as well. So it's really they're a really weird animal, and we've just started talking about putting together an eel research facility on Gunditjmara country to see whether or not we can learn more about eels. Because as it goes on, you learn more, but you have more questions and answers. And if you've been out on the tours, we've talked about that being the problem.
Yeah. Hey, I got some questions popping up in the chat here. What's your favourite thing on the menu? Thanks, Kung Funk Panda.
Favourite thing.
Now, first of all, have you tried everything? You tried everything?
I've tried.
It's a tough part of the job, isn't it, when you just got to eat everything?
I think one thing that's I can't say that because it's not on the menu, but Ricky does arancini balls.
What is it?
Eel arancini, smoked eel arancini.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Ricky North's a Gunditjmara man who lived in Melbourne for all of his life, but had the opportunity to come down here and work on country and jumped at it, was able to move down and put together a deadly menu about 8 hours before we opened. So
yeah, true.
He put together something that's worked out well. And the eel arancini balls is probably the best thing. It gives you a bit of different culture and our own culture and puts it together. Everyone loves it too.
There's some great comments here coming in the chat. This is great. This is live, peeps. So if you want to ask Braydon a question while he's on here, we've got another 10, 15 minutes too. Throw them in the chat there and we'll pass them over to Braydon. We're here with Braydon Saunders, tour maestro of down at Tayrak. Is it down at Tayrak or is that the cafe?
Yeah, no, it's basically at Tayrak there. So it's sort of separate from the national park. But yeah, Tayrak there is where we want people to come to and get down to, for sure.
Tell us what's going on down in space. Sounds like there's multiple things going on. You got tour guides, cafes, you got places going on everywhere. It sounds like it's a lunar park.
Yeah, so because it's sort of right next door to the base of the Gunditjmara Traditional Owners Aboriginal Corporation, which is the sort of rap group for us down here, and they've done a lot of good work at helping us get up and running. And they've got sort of World Heritage Rangers that do a lot of work out on country in terms of keeping up the standards of the way that we culturally care for country and the way that the Western world cares for country. It's implementing them with the fact that we do cultural tours out there, and them sorts of things we can talk about. One of the new cool things that they've been able to do is get together a Ween Keen officer at Gunditjmara, which is a fire dreaming officer, and they went and purchased their own fire truck that one of the fire departments is selling, and they've got it wrapped in an Indigenous design, which is from the 1872 possum skin cloak.
Wow!
The crew gets around in that and sort of manages different fire regions that need some fire, and sort of do cultural burns with the big fire truck. So it's deadly.
True.
They're just one-upping each other all the time now. So.
It's so good. I've got another question in the chat here. I reckon this might actually be your brother. Is your brother Mr. NAIDOC 2019? Chris, is that you on King? Is he Kung Funk Panda? Are you Kung Funk Panda? I know you, Chrissy. Is that Chrissy?
Him.
I bet you that's Chrissy sitting there worming his way in, pretending to ask some random question about the menu, then drops in, hey, give us a shout out.
That is definitely.
Hey, Braz, how did you fall into this job?
So I left, I'm 22 and I left school about 16 and started working sort of 2 to 3 days a week. And that was with the Budge Bin Rangers,
Cool.
which they were doing sort of tours on the side. And I was a pretty good show off and, noisy and whatnot in school. So I always knew that was what I wanted to do. And only Maud Albert's sort of done them tours out there and was able to, bring me in and take me out on tours. And that was deadly to do that. And I think I did that for 3 years. And then I wanted to do more of the tourism and do it a full-time, full week thing, 24/7 sort of out there on a Saturday, Sunday, because that's when people, come down to visit. So fortunately, there was the Good Engineering were, starting up this new business, and it was a venture into the tourism world, and they've been able to get some good handiwork from Kiwi Traveller, which do sort of Indigenous tourism right around the nation, and they bring up they create the product for that Indigenous group, and they sort of build them up, and then once they're good, they sort of can take off. And we've been with them for 3 or 4 years now, so it's been good to sort of learn from people who've been in the tourism world, and especially the Indigenous tourism world, and set ourselves up to be successful down here in Southwest Victoria.
You recently did a what was like a little an exhibition up in a couple of weeks back. You had at a stall. You won stall of the exhibition or something like that? That's so cool.
It was like tourism and traveller sort of stall. Yeah, it was the first time we've ever done it.
That's great.
First time I've ever done it, anything like that. And it was
it's great.
Just me out there, and it was lucky that the Footy Carnival was on the same weekend, so people, they were just up the road at Keysborough, and I was at Sandown Park, so I was lucky enough that there was actually some family that come in and got me through that Sunday and Saturday, so that was deadly. But yeah, we're going to, there's another one that's set up in Bendigo, so if there's any mob around Bendigo, I think it's the 17th and the 18th. And the 19th maybe. So we're doing the Bendigo Leisure Fest. I can't remember what the name of the park is there, but Bendigo Leisure Fest, 16th through the 19th, and we're doing the same thing. So hopefully we go back to back and win another tourism stall.
Yeah, what's it like out there? I mean, you got two kind of offers. One, people come to you and they're on your turf, but going out there in the middle of exhibitions when there's probably no other little stalls like you, is it? What's the response? People just stopping and going, "What the heck is going on here?"
Yes. So many people just stop and ask, because I usually have the basket with me, and they go, "Oh, what is this? What is this?" And it's funny seeing kids walk past, double looking, thinking, "What is that?" And then I sort of invite them over to tell them what it is and whatnot, and give them a bit of that spiel about what they can learn and what they can get, and it's crazy seeing people's sort of reactions from thinking it was something completely different to realising that it's this. And there was one lady who walked up to me and sort of told me how deadly it was, and that she's been here, and that she loved it. And I was thinking, this lady's, she's been here a couple of times. And then she walked off and said, "Yeah, I love the Kimberleys," and kept walking. And I went, she thought we were the Kimberleys the whole time. And I looked back at the photo that we had, and it's real green and not a lot of water. And I looked at a photo of the Kimberleys, and it's got waterfalls and desert.
She just seen the postcard behind you.
Yeah, she just seen blackfellas and thought it was from WA, because that's where all blackfellas are from, apparently.
Hey, Braz, what does it feel like for you personally, talking about your culture every day?
It can be at the start, I remember it being an emotional journey, because you touch on it so much and you get caught up in it sometimes. But now that I've got sort of a layout of the things I want to talk about and understand the importance of talking about them things in order, it's so easy to just say it like a story. But sometimes I forget about the power in the Gunjamara mob to go through all of this and then come out at the end and get World Heritage and still want more, still want to shoot for the stars time and time again. So my dad was one of the first tour guides down here.
Oh,
and,
true.
Yeah, I remember when I was younger and seeing people draw to the fact that he talked about culture, with such passion. That's what I wanted to do. And I remember asking him when I started this job, what did you want to do when you sort of, when you first started? And he goes, we just wanted to teach people culture and give them a feed. And I said, well, that's exactly what we're going to be doing, just with a couple more dollars in the bank. So
yeah. Nah, it's great. It's good to see the funding going towards it, because obviously it's a big hurdle of getting our culture in the mainstream, Matt. But it's great to hear that you're enjoying it and people are respecting it, and there's just genuine, excitement about getting down there, because it's a long way to go. You got to have a key. You got to have something, for a reason to go down there, But I know that a lot of mob are going down there. Braydon, I've got another question here. Wol. Don't know if you know Wol. That's what his Twitch name is. Have you ever seen a net? What's a net? These fellas coming on here. These big fellas getting on here giving us a rev up or what?
I don't know who Wol. It's weird because that's my mum's middle name. It's Wendy Ann Lovett, and that was her password on Facebook back in the day. So I don't know if it's her or not. But the 36 throws me off. So I've never seen a net. No. Have you heard the story or the old story of the little hairy men that run around?
No, I haven't. Go.
They run out of the mission. They're hairy men. Mum used to tell these real deadly stories about them and scare the living Christ out of all of us. And I'm not just talking like me. I'm talking generations above me. 2 or 3 generations above me. Mum was still tearing them. Yeah. So no, I haven't seen a net. My brother Troy has it.
But now we know your mum's password for Facebook.
I don't know if it is anymore.
It's hard to change it. I hate trying to come up with new passwords. Like, well, I've had that one for 15 years. And I've got to think of something. I've got to remember it again.
Yeah.
Can you give us a little, while we're on stories, can you give us a snippet of what your little script is of a tour? Put us on a tour right now. Like, where would we be? And tell us a little bit about it. I might be putting you on the spot, but where would we be if we're walking through an area?
Oh, it's so hard.
It's hard without probably the images.
It's hard without being out there. And it's also hard with, people that know it, sort of thing. But
I'll see if
one of the sort of really cool stories that I do towards the end is link up every aspect that I've spoken about Gunjamara people, from the first blokes and women who decided to go out and live that sustainable lifestyle in one area, and then when they seen them white sails rock up on the shores, and then when they sort of fought back against them white sails, and then when they were all gathered on the mission, and then they went to war, fighting wars that they didn't have to go fight in, and then they ran in front of bulldozers and started native title talks in the 1980s. And
this is good, bros. This is good.
And then the World Heritage, and I always sort of point out, whatever sort of animosity that our people face, there's always animosity that our people face. There's always demonstrations of Gunjamara, what we call the fighting Gunjamara, resistance fighters.
This is where it comes from, huh?
Yeah, who stood up and fought back and sort of raised that bar. So yeah, I always sort of talk on that and sort of touch on the fact that there's different stages of adapting to a new lifestyle, and that's what we are good at as First Nations people. They can throw something in our face, but we always adapt to it and change and pivot and find a way to make it work.
And amazingly, which is not talked about enough, is we don't get revenge.
No, exactly.
Those silly fellas all around the world fighting around over oil and stupid greed and stuff, and we got every right to have revenge, if you want to call it a right, but we still sit here and peacekeepers and sharing our culture, and now everyone's interested, are you now? But we still we don't sit there and go, hey, we don't shut the door, but that's probably a big reason why there is some hesitance at times, people sharing their culture. But it's nice that you got this platform where the invitation's been out there and people are committing to coming in and learning. And Jane, who went on it, just wrote, it's not just about the eels, it's about listening and learning through storytelling while walking across country. Get down there, book Braydon as your guide. Are you not the only guide, are you? People stealing your role.
No, I think there's me and a couple of other guides as well, and we've just put out what is it? A job application. Yeah. So there's a couple of other tour guide positions that are up for grabs at the moment. So we just need some more full-time tour guides. But at the moment, I am the only full-time tour guide. So yeah, it's been fun.
Let's steal one more story off you, Braz. What's going on here?
Yes, this is another art installation that took the inspiration from things like the Bessabel sheep wash that Auntie Vicky Cousins and Carmel Wallace done in 2008. So I was only about 8 years old, so I wasn't working on it. So I was younger, but yeah, it was an art installation put there. It points towards New Caledonia, which is where our wheels go out to breed, which is a crazy story in itself. I need a little bit more time to tell that one.
True.
But yeah, it was done to there was an old farmer who owned the property before we got it back, and he just piled up all these stones that would have possibly been stone huts at one stage, but he wanted to clear the country of stones for his cattle and sheep. So we decided that we didn't like the look of all these just piles of stones. And yeah, Auntie Vicky and Carmel Wallace, two artists, got together and designed sort of a dry stone wall, a nod to the dry stone wall, whilst also telling a bit of a story of the fresh and salty. So the spiral goes up and around. That's our freshwater systems that we trap our eels in. And then these front ones are the waves that bring our little eels back. Yeah. And bring it back into the system. So yeah, that's out at Curtinage, which is what we call Crossing Place.
Now, are those areas available to people to walk up to, these public, or it's all protected?
They're all on private tours, yeah. Gotcha. So you'll have to do a guided tour to head out to them spots.
So good. How are tours going at the moment? It's a bit wet out there, but hopefully it dries up a bit. Or is it still rock and roll down there?
No, there's people still coming in. We've done what's today, Friday. So the last 2 days we've done 3 different tours on each day. So we've got a 2-hour tour, which is shorter, and that leaves at 10 a.m., 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. So people can sort of come there and do that if they want. But then there's a half-day one that leaves at 9:30 and then comes back at about 1 o'clock. So over the last sort of 2 days, them tours have been running flat out there. So me and the tour guides have been full on.
Yeah, well, hopefully a little bit more full on after this yarn too. We've got plenty of listeners here that have never heard your story, Braz. Probably something they don't know is you don't mind shaking a leg every now and then too.
Yes.
You do a little bit of you do a little bit of dancing too, bit of tradition. You slip a little bit of dancing in.
Haven't had the time to do it, but
you dancing with Troy and that mob?
Yeah, Troy and Shay Rodimer too down there shaking a leg with the dance crew. But yeah, Troy Lovett, my older brother, he's been running the dance group for a while now. Right. I remember when we were little and learning to dance, and then I think he left, and all of them, all the older cousins left as well. So it fell on the loudest and the most show-off one, most likely to show off, to run the dance group. And I was the youngest out of all of them, so yeah, that was fun. But no, we the dance group's still going around.
It is.
So many young kids in Portland, Hayward, and Hamilton that are coming out and shaking a leg with us too, which is deadly. So it's good to get the crew together every now and again.
Man, I know we might talk about this often, but it truly is an inspiration seeing you. I know all your mob down Haywood Way and your Gooditchmara family would look up to you so much. But it's even more beautiful to hear that it's been passed on from your dad. That's so cool. Like, you got children of your own?
No.
Don't say. You got to pass it on to someone. Nah, but it's deadly, bro.
Nephews and nieces though, so
they're all looking up to you, bros. It's a brilliant thing.
That's it.
Yeah,
they'll be out there soon.
Keep showing up, man. Keep showing up. It's beautiful. Yeah. Well, bros, it's really good to talk to you. Hey, I've got to put you on the spot. You got a song? You want to request? While I try and find. I'm going to put up the website here. You can go over to budgebim or budgebim, budjbim.com.au, people, and you can book a tour with any tour guide. But if you want to pick Braydon, put in the comments. I know Braydon. Saw him on the RGR. We've got lots of listeners in today at the moment. We're up to 20, which is usually a lot more than what we have this morning. So thanks for bringing the crowd, Braz. What's your song?
I have no clue.
No clue?
What do you play?
We'll play anything. It's Friday jam session, so you can play whatever you want, as long as it's got no swearing in it.
No
So
swearing.
you can't play
Gosh,
basically 95% of Briggs's catalogue. But yeah, go to budgebim.com.au and you can click over. You can click over here while Braydon's thinking of a song. You can go to the Bitch Boom. You can book a tour right here. Looks good. Great site. Lots of videos. The cultural walks over here. The 2-hour walk. Stone Country half day here. And you got the full day tours there. School groups. Hey, teachers in the house. Book some school stuff. That's a great idea. A great idea. And we've got some gift cards there too. I bought you some time, Braz.
Is it any song at all?
Any song, Braz?
I've got a good song. It's
Yeah,
by Uncle Andy Alberts.
Yeah. Hopefully
And
he's
it's
on here.
Gundage Mara Land. See if it is it on sort of Apple Music?
Andy Alberts. Here we go. I've got Condemnation Kids. This Town, Dancing on Earth. I think it looks like his Life and Land album.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, is Gundage Mara Land should be on there.
It's not on here. What about? Let's go Condemnation Kids. Let's try.
That's the one. That's his best one.
Hey, Braz, great to have you. You're the man.
Cheers, brother.
See you, man. The wonderful Braydon Saunders, the go-to tour guide down on Gunditjmara country. Please head to the link that I just put in the chat right now. Book a tour, school groups, families, individuals, duos.
I was born and raised in this little town.
Go get yourself some eel. Do not waste the trip.
Little place.
I want to see photos. If you get down there, tag budgebim.
Lean on a fence.
If you missed any of this interview today as well, it was recorded. It'll be live up on our YouTube channel straight after the show at 9 o'clock. Good morning to the new listeners that are tuned in.
In our backyard, in a river down there.
This is a First Nations inspired radio station. I'm a First Nations man. PG rated, ad free, 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. weekdays, so you can listen to something healthy for your family. We're nearing our 2-year birthday too. Hopefully you can find a home here with us weekdays.
This town will always bring me back.
Big shout out to all my mobs out there. All First Nations peoples and allies that are tuned in today.
Job in an old factory. The little wage I made, I gave my family. Mom and Dad never had much, and I gave all that I could. I look up there, high on the wall, and I see my old dad's hat. 'Cause this town will always bring me back. 'Cause this town will always bring me back. This town will always bring me back. How many times did I
Hey, good morning, Likewise 37.
leave this town?
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Introduce yourself.
Everything I've been searching
Hey, thank you.
has been here all the time.
It says Condemnation Kids.
This town will always bring me back.
How about I play This Town after this one?
This town will always bring me back.
Kung Funk Panda, great to have you. Mac Daddy 97, great to have
Town has been so
you. Use the chat function, it's live. We will see your chat straight away.
Found me a wife, we built our house, we raised our family. I've come too far to turn back now. Guess I'll don my old dad's hat.
Maybe Unc put the wrong titles in the Spotify playlist on his album.
This time will always.
It is Friday Jam Sessions. That means the request line is open.
This time will always bring me back.
0404934101. If you want to SMS a request in, you go for it. Let's pump the crowd up. Come on. Let's see if this... Oh, it does say this town. I just heard it. What's this then? Have a look at Spotify. It's got the names mixed up.
We were Mission kids from...
Ah, he swapped them.
Must have had the stones grown in our bones. This ancient culture couldn't teach Mara Scrum. Mission kids, this land is our home.
Hey, if you want to support the stream today, you can tip or become a subscriber by clicking the link in the chat. To keep this ad-free, I only rely on your donations. That's the way we can keep it ad-free, not allowing sponsors in.
Mission kids, this land is our home. Yeah. Mission kids, this land we love. Blessed by our ancestors dreaming above. Walking in a culture oh so strong. Follow the sun lines that lead you home, yeah.
What a deadly fella, Braydon Saunders, eh?
We were catching tuppence down at Dollard's Creek, while there were little gudgeon nibbling on our feet. Trapped eels in the lowland after the flood. Mission.
There you go, Braydon. It's a great suggestion.
Is our home. Yeah.
Play Uncle Andy's music on the bus.
Blessed by our ancestors dreaming above. Walking in our culture oh so strong. Follow the sun lines that lead you home. Mission kids, this land we love. Blessed by our ancestors dreaming above. Walking in a culture oh so strong. Follow the sun lines that lead you home, yeah. We're just Mission kids. Mission kids. Good kids. Mission kids.
If you went to the Victorian NAIDOC ball this year, you would have seen this deadly fella play. I'm pretty sure Uncle Roger came down and played. Last time I checked, I didn't go there because I was away. Big love to our special guest, Braydon Saunders. If you missed the interview, as I said, it'll be up on our YouTube channel. We've got so many interviews in that YouTube channel library. Check it out, over 140 interviews.
Tell me all his stories. Show me.
And if you've got an idea of someone for us to interview from an interview, please message me. I'll connect up. We'll get them on.
Of his fathers, pictures of their dreamtime day. Hear the dingo howling mournful, or the dusty plain so white. The moon has turned the red to silver as the white ghost gum trees sigh. Black man, tell me all his stories. Show me all his tribal ways. See the paintings of his father.
The new watchers. This is live, a live feed of the Peregrine Falcons on top of 367 Collins Street. We've been watching them for weeks now. We've seen them from egg.
ghostly lights in an
I don't even know that's a term, a hatching term since egg.
Southern Cross.
You know how babies when they're in mother's wombs they're at like 18 weeks and 26 weeks. Whatever. Do birds get their own time schedule? Do birds go, oh, I'm at 32 weeks, I'm ready to pop?
Elder City.
Should ask Braydon, he knows a thing or two about animals.
In their native tongue they sang, tell of war and hunting parties with the spear and boomerang. Black man, tell me all his stories, show me all his tribal ways. See the paintings of his fathers, pictures of their dreamtime days.
Top of the morning to whoever. Jane Daly's in the house, Kate's in the house, Pip's in the house, Sal's in the house. Hey Noah, don't know if I got you in time if you're off to school already. Angie Pangy's in the house. Good morning. Hey Kaz. Hey, well, I've all got ya. December the 18th, Christmas party, RGR. Please put in your books. There's a fellow up here lives in Avantandanya. I'm a big fan of his. I'm trying to bring him down to Bennett's.
To numb my running mind from all the things in the past. The hands, they move too fast to see. No, my days are spent so empty, and I just can't seem to look inside and see what it is I need to find. And I'm getting twisted in my life. I can no longer see myself in these eyes. Time, she is my anchor, and I'm thankful for what she's done. Oh, my ship is sailing, and I don't wanna be just anyone. Left of the light to show me wrong from right. A lighthouse, won't you show me the path that takes me home? I'm getting twisted in my life. I can no longer see myself in these eyes. Time, she is my anchor, and I thank her for what she's done. And oh, my ship is sailing now, and I don't wanna be just anyone.
Jane Blackston, and I listen to really good radio because the talk makes you think and the music makes you smile, and it's just really good radio.
Up next, Daily Dollar of Daz.
You gotta keep them separated. Separated. Hey, the man you're disrespecting me. Take him out. You gotta keep them separated. Hey, don't pay no mind. We're under 18 and won't be doing any time. Hey, come out and play. By the time you hear the siren, it's already too late. One goes to the morgue and the other to jail. One guy's wasted and the other's a waste. It goes out of same as 1,000 before. No one's getting smarter, no one's turning the score. There never ends free of death and violence and hate. It's gonna tie your old rope, tie your old rope, tie your old. Hey, man, you're disrespecting me. Take him out. You gotta keep them separated. Hey, man, you're talking back to me. Take him out. You gotta keep them separated. Hey, don't pay no mind. You're under 18, you won't be doing any time. Hey, come out and play. It goes out the same as 1,000 before. No one's getting smarter, no one's turning the score. There never ends free of death and violence and hate. He's gonna tie your old rope, tie your old rope, tie your old. Hey, man, you're talking back to me. Take him out. You gotta keep them separated. Hey, man, you're disrespecting me. Take him out. You gotta keep them separated. Hey, don't pay no mind. If you're under 18, you won't be doing any time. Hey, come out and play.
We had the very man who has got this bass line sorted. One of the most famous opening bass lines ever. Prove me wrong. Mark Wilson's part of those YouTube interviews.
So 1, 2, 3, take my hand and come with me because you look so fine that I really want to make you mine. I say you look so fine that I really want to make you mine. 4, 5, 6, come on and get your kicks. Now you don't need the money when you look like that, do you, honey? Big black boots, long brown hair. She's so sweet with her get back stare. Well, I could see you home with me, but you were with another man, yeah. I know we ain't got much to say before I let you get away, yeah. I said, are you gonna be my girl?
trying to come with me because you look so fine that I really want to make you mine. I say you look so fine that I really want to make you mine. 4, 5, 6, come on and get your kicks. Now you don't need money with a face like that, do ya? Big black boots, long brown hair. She's so sweet with her, yeah, back stare. Well, I could see you were with me, but you were with another man, yeah. I know we ain't got much to say before I let you get away, yeah. I said, are you gonna be my girl?
Go for it, guys.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Talking away, I don't know what's left to say, I'll say it anyway. Today's not my day to find you shying away. I'll be coming for your love, okay? Take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone. And I'll say I'll take. So needless to say, I'm on to ends, but I'll be stolen away. Slowly learning that life is okay. Say after me. Well, it's not better to be safe than sorry. Take on me. Take on me. Take me on. Take on me. I'll be gone. And I'll say I'll take. You're all the things I've got to remember. You're shying away. I'll be coming for your love anyway. Take on me. Take on me. Take me on. Take on me. I'll be gone. Take on me. Take on me. Take on me. Take me on. Take on me. I'll be gone. Take on me.
All right now, right here. Break it on down, gonna kick it through town. We got fine selections in the right array. Shady boom, 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 shade. The funny people scream, wait, say, cause I gotta be more for my beat. A-D-R-O-C-K. I use a microphone like Picasso used clay. Down with records from around the way. He's the man by the and Jazzy J. I'm on the mic from here to Bombay. I'll give him my best and say come with me. Cause everybody's got their dues to pay. I'm looking sideways like a man pay late. They know like Ali Kumbaya. So fed up with racism to me. It's time to speak up and not turn away. Make the sun shine when it's coming in rain. Dip, dip, dive, so socialize. Open up your ears and clean out your eyes. If you learn to love, you're in for a surprise. It could be nice to be alive. I'm taking duty rhymes to a brand new height. I shine on the mic like ultra bright. Created a monster with these rhymes I write. Go to metal rap, please say good night. Here's a little something that you might not like. My DJ's name is Mix Master Mike. It's a real pity that your people gotta fight, but I can understand cause he sounds so nice. What if you can do cause I'm punching mic? Use a microphone like Shazam you tight. Try to keep clear that hate and fight, so I keep my mind still like there's still no fight. Now who in the world do you want to fight? It's against the system, we should unite. Homophobics ain't alright. If you learn to love, then you might love right. Dip, dip, dive, so socialize. Open up your ears and clean out your eyes. If you learn to love, in for a surprise. It can be nice to be alive. Ladies in the place, I'm calling out to you. Step to the rhythm, step to the ride. Like a house party at the top.
Once again, big love to Braydon. So I'm having a little coughing fit over here. I'm still not out of the woods. Not here to whinge. Just here for some attention, alright?
To love, you're in for a surprise. It could be nice to be alive.
All right, it's 8:30. And that only means one thing.
If you can feel what I'm feeling, then it's a musical masterpiece.
That song went a bit quicker than what I thought. Razmaster General's in the house. I can't hear you. Can you unmute? Unmute. I had to unmute. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Don't criticise me.
Beastie Boys, Daft Punk.
Very, very, very good. Great.
I just found this album. They did a mashup album, or some producer knocked up a mashup album. And it's kind of rad. It's kind of dope. Kind of cool.
What, a whole album of those two mucking around?
Yeah, of Beastie Boys over Daft Punk beats.
I've never got into Beastie Boys.
Well, you know, you're not white enough.
Is that? Please, can I say that? Is it a white man's hip hop?
Well,
it was hip hop. It was hip hop.
You know, is Eminem a white man's hip hop? I don't know.
Nah, less. Yeah.
So Eminem's less of white hip hop than the Beastie Boys?
Eminem didn't rely on the electronic side of things. Eminem was just a rapper, a lyricist, and kept it on a beat. He was a rapper.
You know, Beastie Boys were
like, wow. They try to take you to another dimension every single track. And I feel like they're always yelling at you.
No, they didn't always do that. They came out with Run DMC. They were original Def Jam artists. There, you really want to go there with me?
Yes. Talk about something interesting.
I did my back the other day at Pilates. I've got a few interesting things to talk about.
We've got a
I'm
week's
just
worth of
scattering
stuff.
around.
Got a week's worth of days to catch up on, so I expect high volume, high intensity, high product.
Thank you. I'm a little bit down in the dumps because I hurt my back at Pilates trying to be a hero. They have this reformer thing, and I just feel the urge to like blast it.
You've got to test your boundaries quite. I think that's life, Daz. You've got to test them and keep going. But what happened? What's the reform? It's pushing
I did
against you.
something in my back, and now my back is killing me. You know, so I've really, and I hate it when you injure yourself trying to make yourself better, because that's essentially what I've done. It's not the first time I've done it. And so it really irks me because I can't move around as much anymore. I'm in a bit of agony. But you know, I'm a trooper. I get through. You know how we roll. What I need is a grabby stick. Have you seen the grabby stick? That thing that you have with the claws? Because whenever something like this happens to me, it's when I drop stuff. You know what it is?
My mum's got the grabby stick.
Great. I need a couple of grabby sticks. Grabby sticks. I spilt my coffee on the floor this morning, and like I can't bend down to mop it up, and so I'm just like, oh.
Bend down to mop it up. Who's bending down ever to mop things?
No, what I do
Most mops
is
got
I
a
go
long
low,
stick on it.
and then I mop it up with a Wet-X or with some paper towel.
You're overdoing it. You're overdoing it.
What do you mean?
Just mop it. Mop it with a stick and just go whap, 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 and then let it
No, I'm
dry.
not going into the laundry to find the stick mop and bring it out for a little coffee spill. That's massively overkill. You know, you don't bring the Dyson out when you can just clean it with a dustpan.
You do when
you know, there's degrees to this.
You do when you got to snap back. How bad's your back, Daz?
It's really sore. I might see the doctor and get some steroids today.
Damn.
It's happened a couple of times, and that's generally what the doctor does. But I can't really move out of the house. It's all precarious. Like even this morning, I had to put the rubbish out, and it was, it was precarious.
As Mike Tyson said, is it spinal?
No, it's muscular.
Oh, that's annoying.
I know. So this is
everywhere.
The thing. Like, I lie down a lot because I'm in pain, but I have to get up every half an hour because I know otherwise it'll seize up and it'll be worse. But we don't have to talk about this, bros.
I got a back injury story, and it's so long ago, but it was absolutely, I don't want to say spine tingling painful, but it was so bad. I went up, I did a layup in basketball. No, I went to block someone. It was on a fast break, so running full pace, jumped up to go block the basketball against the backboard as they were laying it up, which I was able to do when I was 15, 16. And I hit the backboard with my hand, which made my body go, so I'm running that way. Went smack, hit it, my whole body goes bang, and just landed on my, flat on that back hip, on your back hip. And I remember going to go up, and the sharpest, I'm not joking, I've never felt a feeling like that since, and it nearly made me vomit, and I could not move, and I had to sit in a beanbag for like 2 weeks. And it couldn't.
Don't say that to me. Don't say that to me.
Because the beanbag was the only thing that let me, support at every angle that I was moving. It was so annoying. Any movement, right, left, any diagonal, up, there was no safe spot.
I sneezed yesterday and burst into tears because I sneezed and I wrenched my back doing it. But, anyway. Have you seen a 3-point layup? I saw 3-point layups. I see how I segue from one conversation to another to bring it out of that.
3-point layup. Go on. It's not a layup.
You have to take off, outside the 3-point line. But as long as you release the ball before you hit the ground, that is counted as 3 points.
It is, but you wouldn't. It's not.
I was watching videos of dudes doing it on YouTube. That was what I spent half an hour doing yesterday.
Michael Jordan does it in Space Jam, but it's digitally edited, so his arm goes out, stretches out because the Monstars are tackling him in the air. No, you don't do a layup. You shoot it.
Is that the documentary, Space Jam?
Yeah, the doco. Yeah, featuring Sean Bradley, Larry Johnson, Spud Webb.
Hey, you know how we don't like gambling, right?
Hate it.
They did this thing. On all the gambling ads, all we've got for regulation is we write gamble responsibly.
Gamble responsibly. You've got a problem. Yeah.
No, you're doing an insurance ad. Read the PDS for details. I'm doing a gambling ad.
Okay.
So they do gamble responsibly, which is sort of just a token thing, like drink responsibly. Have you ever read drink responsibly and go, tonight I'm going to drink responsibly? Very rarely, very rarely. But they replaced the gamble responsibly with chances are you're going to lose.
Very true.
Which is, it's still words at the end of an ad promoting gambling, but it's a step in the right direction.
Could gambling and horse racing be exclusive? Would people just go to the races and just watch some horses gallop around? Do you reckon that'll change the whole offering?
Honestly, like if there was no booze and no gambling, would you go there? Would the majority of people go there? I don't know. Are people into horses that much that they'll just see the majesty of that noble beast running around?
Some would.
Some would. I've got a couple of friends who are really into horses, who own horses. They don't gamble or drink, they're just horse people. I don't know if they go to races though. Just as that whole sort of culture.
Do you think that, do your parents gamble?
They do on Melbourne Cup Day.
Yeah, so but see, it's an interesting one. So you can do it, but responsibly.
Yeah. And probably the majority of people do it responsibly. Same with alcohol. I think the majority of people do drink responsibly.
The reason why I pointed out your parents, not to put them on the spot if they are listening, but I know they are responsible, well thought out, considered people, and they would have.
They never had to see drink responsibly on a wine bottle to go, oh, better take it easy, better not give it a nudge.
Exactly. Well, it's not in my world. I had a friend message me on Melbourne Cup. You're putting a bet on, and we don't even talk like that. And I went, no, I'm not. Can't stand it. I'm not even got no idea what's going on.
Gambling. I mean, the pool on Melbourne Cup Day and the tour on Anzac. They're sort of, it's Australian tradition to a certain extent.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm less anti that.
I still don't know what two up is.
Oh,
is it just heads and tails? I just imagine people playing heads and tails, letting the coin go to the ground, grab a beer, drink.
I think there's 2 coins, and I don't know. I've never played it, but I had a friend who was the marshal who had to flip it and had the stick and all that, and he showed me photos, and it looked really fun. Like a whole stack of dudes hanging around, they're having a couple of beers, they were playing two-up. And you like to think that two-up, you're probably only playing for the 20-cent pieces. So it's probably not my house is on the line.
I know.
Not on
shoveling
Anzac
all your
Day.
two-ups go. There you go, all in.
But I was also thinking that, the chances are you lose, which let's be honest, sports bet, points bet, all those, they're going to bury it. They're going to hide it somewhere.
Shack bet.
Yeah, whatever. But you could do, if you had a bit of money, you could do fantastic ads. I would like to, advertising people, we love big things. So I was thinking, if you made a massive house of cards that fell down and it was a real house, I think all that, you never know what you're gambling with. You could do so many good ads out of that.
To deter / make people think about whether or not, yes.
Yeah. Or just to make me win awards to feed my ego. Either of the two. I'd be
make ads responsibly. But that would make the gamble responsibly comment at the end just too good, because they don't want it to really work, do they?
No, they don't. I'm sure they fought against it. But I'm tired of seeing gambling ads at 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah. I know. Daz, did you listen to today's show?
Yeah, and I like the eel story. I've always been fascinated with eels. When I was young, my favourite comic book was something called Footrot Flats.
Yes!
And there was a character in it called Cooch, and he used to search for eels. And his technique to search for eels was to take his gumboots off, because it was in New Zealand, and he would walk around the swamp, and he would find them with his feet, and he would catch them, and they would smoke them. And I always loved that. And I had a fascination with eels. So I used to, whenever I would see eels outside in creeks and all that, I'd be the kid going gaga over them.
Wow.
And I do remember also taking my shoes off and trying to do that technique to catch an eel.
Foot rot
I don't think it'll
flats. I've got it in front of me. When did it disappear? Because it's not. I remember reading it in the papers, and it's probably the last time I read the newspaper, to be honest. It's not in the papers anymore.
I blame Dave Dobbin. I think Dave Dobbin killed it.
Why? What's he got? Has he got that other Far Side? Is he Far Side?
He's da 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 dun, dun, da 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 dun, dun. Slice of Heaven, Dave Dobbin, New Zealand. It's a great song. It's honestly a great song. I play it when I'm in a bad mood.
Why did you know Dave Dobbin's got? How did you? Do you know Foot Rot Flats is designed from New Zealand world?
Yeah. And I know that Dave Dobbin did the song for Foot Rot Flats, A Dog's Tale, which was when they tried to do a feature-length movie out of Foot Rot Flats.
Really? And how did it go?
I didn't watch it. I just remember it going out, and I remember that song, Slice of Heaven, everywhere, and that was why we heard it, because there's all clips from the movie in it.
Daz, you're a Foot Rot Flats fan. You didn't watch the movie?
No, I didn't, because I sort of run out of my Foot Rot Flats momentum at that stage. But I remember there was like 16 or 17, and me and my brother were really into them. We would go, when we were on road trips, we would collect them, and we would have a little collection.
For bonus points, Daz, what was Cooch's full name?
I know Wal and Diane and Dog and Cooch Edwards. I don't know. I don't.
Socrates, Cooch, Windgrass.
Oh, Socrates.
Socrates, Windgrass, but middle name Cooch. Wal's neighbour and best friend. Cooch has... Yeah, I'll give you... Oh, mate, you're labouring, mate. I feel for you.
Mate, I'm hurting hard.
It's so bad.
But I'm all right.
Just don't move. Sit still. It's not worth it.
In life, you got to move.
I know. It hurts to sit still.
The hardest thing for me going to the bathroom, like getting up and all that, it's like, whoa. But...
I don't know if you've ever done this, Daz, but had a little deep dive. What's going on here? Something's come to my attention. What's this? Where did they come from? Oh, righto. Wal's neighbour and best friend. Here's a little insight on Cooch if you want to find out, if you want to take a trip down memory lane.
Do it.
Cooch has compassion for all living creatures and nature, and thus has a natural affinity with animals, but he is no vegetarian. His family owns 1,000 acres of swamp, tussock, scrub, forest, and mudflat. A cabbage tree grows through his veranda floor, while a puree tree has pushed his house crooked. Cooch owns the dog's girlfriend, Jess, and...
That's right.
Cooch owns the dog's girlfriend, Jess.
It's taken out of context. It's not a human being.
And a pet magpie called Pew. Cooch never drives a tractor, preferring to plod along on his Clydesdales. He helps Wal with fencing, shearing, and other farm jobs. I feel like you are him.
Mate, what a lovely life.
I haven't finished.
What a lovely life.
He is unmarried, but has a crush on his cousin Kathy.
Well, there you go. New Zealand.
Murray Ball describes Cooch as eccentric, not an idiot, having based the character on two people he knows.
Look, I got a lot of joy out of that comic growing up.
Oh, I've never heard such a long backstory of a typical cartoon character in the papers. Did you read it in the newspaper? Did you go get books?
Books. And even if I go to a waiting room and there's a Foot Rot Flats, I'll grab it. And I'll flip through for nostalgia purposes.
100%. How's your week been, Dad? Aside from knocking your back out, is that been the theme?
Look,
yeah.
Not too good, to be honest, because I'm being a bit housebound and all that. But that's what happens. It's you know.
Is work keeping you in the game?
Cost of doing business.
Is work keeping you in the game?
Sorry?
Is work keeping you in the game? You keeping your brain?
No, because that was only a month contract. So I finished that, and they'll put me back on if more work arises. And I'm sort of, I'm a bit sad because that was a few days a week where I was active and getting out and keeping my mind moving. And now I've got to do it myself, which is annoying.
Do you When's the last time you put yourself out there for work, or do you just is that a bit too above your grade?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
good,
If I had a friend who started an agency, I would call him straight away, or her straight away, and say, "Look, I'm up if you need a hand," and all that sort of jazz.
Yeah, cool.
Like, but I won't, go to LinkedIn and see a job and apply for it, because honestly, in a mass of 200 people or however many people apply for advertising jobs, I'm not going to get it.
I've got I hate it because you're going to roll your eyes, but I've got a job for you.
$100 an hour.
It's all good. It'll take you 5 minutes. You should get it in 5 minutes. We talked about this before.
Still rounded up to the hour. You know that. Whether it takes me 5 minutes. You know why it took me 5 minutes? Because I've done it for 30 years to make it.
I've done it for 30 years to tap the thing on the machine to make it all work. Go. I'm about to launch. I'm going to talk about it. I'm about to launch a chap range called...
Did you say chap?
Chap.
C-H-A-T?
Chap range. A chap range.
As in chapped lips, or as in chaps by Ralph Lauren?
Chap lips, a chap
or
stick.
Or is in chap an alternative to lad? How about that? You start chap culture.
Bring back the chap culture, the old classic chap culture. Yeah, maybe.
Just instead of lad culture, Get rid of the Nordica, make it chap culture.
Well, you kind of, you're not really talking about what I was going to talk about. That's okay. It's kind of...
No, bring it back. It's your show.
When I was up in Northern Territory, and this is not the emotional part, this is more the thought, like the product part. When I was up in Northern Territory recently, on day 2, lips get super chapped. I went to the local...
Oh, okay. We are talking about that.
We are talking about chap. I'm not joking. I went to the local store. There's only one there in Guringi. The only thing they had was Vaseline and... nothing, no Blistex, nothing chat range, and my lips.
So is chap actually the term used to describe Blistex and chapstick and all that, or is chapstick a brand name? I thought chapstick was a brand name.
It's like Hoover, grab the Hoover out or something, like, you know what I mean? Grab the chap out. I don't know.
It's a brand that got so popular, the name got into the vernacular. Like Googling something.
You just rhymed then, Daz. That was a rap song. Very good. Got in the vernacular.
You know what I do. You know how I roll.
Vocabulary. So I wanted some chap, and I walked off stage and going, I need some chap up here. There's no chap in any of these hot, dry places that's actually good, and good for your lips. And I thought, black chap. Imagine black chap. B-L-A-K chap. I went, hey. Anyway, I thought about it for a while. In that time, another stories going on in our country, and Indigenous men's suicide is off the rails at the moment. Off the rails. You see where I'm going here?
Yeah. No, actually, I don't. Okay. Unless you're going to chat, as in chat to your mate.
Chat over chap, and we're going to get men to talk or invite men to talk. I don't know what the talk is, but before we do, we get our lips ready because we want to talk. But we're going to have some podcasts. But I want this black chap to raise money and lift the stigma around talking, but also highlight the very dangerously out of control statistic that's going so wild at the moment, which is men's suicide in general is epic.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're unfamiliar to this topic that in Indigenous worlds it's always worse. Indigenous men's suicide is out of control. And we don't hear it on the news, so forget about what you hear on the news. Anyway, so I want to bring it to light, and I want to use this chat range because it's going to be black, and I'm going to use Indigenous ingredients in it, and I'm just going to try and use a product placement, people to buy it, and I want to come up with but I'm going to get ambassadors, Aboriginal and people to be ambassadors. I don't know what other products are out there that have ever worked with people being ambassadors, but if I can get Aboriginal men, people that are respected out there. We've had Joe Williams on here, Cormac Evans, Keenan Muir, Aboriginal men, but maybe not even just Aboriginal men. I don't know, maybe Alan Latu. I don't know how I'll go with it, but maybe it's just, anyway, that's what I want to do, and it's about to be launched. I'm picking up the product later today.
You've done some product development.
Yeah, it's about to be, I'm going to pick up the product today, so basically it's an all natural Indigenous ingredients It's got lemon myrtle in it, but it's got some.
What is it? It's always some sort of waxy sort of thing that you put on your lips. So what is it actually?
It's usually
inside a Tapstick, inside a Blistex, inside any of those competing.
Usually some kind of wax or oil that hardens. Jojoba oil. I don't know exactly, but I'll know by the end of today because I'm going to go pick it up. Plus, yeah. Anyway, but my other idea...
Is it coloured at all, or is it clear?
No, it's going to be black.
Black?
It's going to be black, chap. It's going to be black.
Okay.
Might be in a little stick.
You're going to limit your audience, but hey.
Why? It doesn't make your lips black.
Oh, okay. It doesn't. Okay.
No.
I thought that was what you were saying.
No. It won't make your lips black.
I was getting a flashback to the 80s cricket players with the zinc. You know, and they tried to bring all those fruity fluoro colours.
No. It's not lipstick. I gotta go, Daz. I'm gonna go prepare for the day. I got a lot on. I gotta go to the docks. I gotta go. Oh, I'm dropping off my coffee van to get wrapped.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yep.
I told you my friend is the king of Malaysia through wrapping cars. That's what he does. They're having a public holiday named after him. He's incredible.
What, are you
I'll
serious?
talk to you about it some other time. You got to go and you got to do your thing.
Okay. Good catching up, Daz. I hope your back gets better. I really do.
Love you, brothers. Hope you have a productive day.
Yell out if you need a hand of some sort. You need me to call
I need
someone.
a grabby stick. I need an extra hand, but if I had the gravity stick, that would do as my extra hand.
Have you researched what's out there on the market while you're scrolling around the internet?
Gravity sticks. I'm just too out of sorts to go and get my own gravity stick.
Feeding time.
Enlist my parents to get a gravity stick for me on the weekend.
Dad says, I'm not cutting you off. I'm not cutting you off. I'm not cutting you off.
Dude, see.
It's been.
Tigers. Did you see the lady diving with the tiger shark that came out yesterday or the day before?
Yes, not good. I'm not swimming this summer. I don't want these things to come out when it's just ahead of, yes. I'm not doing it.
What do you mean?
She went to jump off a boat and the shark's...
I think every person in Australia is shark.
I don't want a shark story on cusp of summer.
Oh my God, my mum's bringing me a gravity stick. What a mother. What a mother.
Where's she getting a grabby stick from pre 9 o'clock? Or she going to wait for 9 o'clock for the shops to open, go get the grabby stick, 9:30 arrival?
It off my aunt in the because my mum cares for everybody, but she has a hierarchy of care, and I'm at the top.
Very good, Daz. Well, you got your grabby stick. I don't even know what's out there. I've got a poop grabby stick around our thing that's got this bucket that's got claws on it and it picks up poo. If your one doesn't work, my one, I'll send it your way. You just got to scrub the poo off it.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want a disinfected grabby stick. I think it's really bad. I don't want to... Well, I'm getting a second-hand grabby stick. Who knows what it's grabbed onto?
I wonder if it's electronic. I wonder if you're going to... I reckon...
You press the thing.
But that's going to be annoying for you at times. I reckon there'll be ones where you press it and it goes... like the game.
No, I'm not like disabled. I can still, clench my fists.
It's kind of clenched.
No, it's quite effective.
Put them up. Daz, have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us, mate.
You have an awesome weekend too, Troy. Love to Carissa, love to Lockie.
Thanks, brother.
Be productive.
Speak to you soon. See you, mate.
All right, bye.
Daily Dollop of Daz, over and out. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I'm absolutely exhausted, to be honest. Grand Fizzlet, Pip, Jane Daly, Kaz. Grand Fizzlet again, Pip, Jane Daly, Kaz. I made it sound like there was 8 people there. Have a lovely day, everyone, and by all means, if you can support the show continuing, I'm going to get back on my feet on Monday with a full week of shows. I can't say the subscribers because my page for some reason is not working, but thank you to the people that subscribe. I love it. We'll see you next Monday, and if you've got any thoughts about people to interview, let me know. Interviews are fun. Braydon Saunders was our guest today, the Eel Man, doing tours down on Gadichumara country. His interview, recorded, will be up on our YouTube channel in just a few minutes. If you want to grab it and share it around, go for it. Make sure you subscribe. Jane Daly, have you changed your credit card or something? And Shelley, it says error here. I don't know what these errors mean, so... Have a great weekend, everyone. See everyone. Have a wonderful weekend.